The press conference by Angela Merkel, Olaf Scholz, Markus Söder and Michael Müller was mainly about the corona crisis. The main topic was the announced German-wide lockdown from December 16th. One reporter was also interested in the Brexit negotiations. There's still a glimmer of hope for a Brexit deal on last Sunday, a trade pact between the UK and the EU could come up from January 1st, the end of the transition period. But the butt game for the blame for the now probable failure is already in full swing, because in the dramatic struggle for Brexit trade pact, the supposed final deadline was broken. The reporter addressed harsh allegations from the British press against the Chancellor and that she negotiated too harshly. Who do you mean by she? They said that you negotiated too hardly. Merkel then was curious, and this strange dialogue ensues. When she was told that the British press saw her as one of the main culprits for the stalled negotiations, Merkel told journalists, that's good to know. I have not negotiated at all, and I'm not negotiating at all. Germany is not negotiating this as an individual participant at all," emphasized the Chancellor, saying that these are negotiations within the European Union. Merkel went on to say that any opportunity to come to a result is highly welcome. In their opinion, everything should continue to be done to find an agreement. With regard to Britain's exit from the domestic market, Merkel said it was about fair competition. As one of the highest circulation newspapers in the country, the Mail on Sunday targeted Chancellor Angela Merkel. Merkel wants Britain to crawl over broken glass, the newspaper headlines was referring to an anonymous government source. And in its online edition, the headline reads, "Mrs. No blocks the deal." Her hard line, so it is said in the report, has meant that 80% of the time no agreement will be reached. In Berlin and Brussels, the allegations should cause head shaking. And some giggling here, as you hear. Something has changed in Merkel's negotiating line, as well as in the attitude of EU chief negotiator Michel Barnier. From the outset, the EU side declared that the British could continue to have access to the internal market after leaving the Union if they continued to adhere to the rules, but there would be no cherry picking. At her press conference following the EU summit, Merkel reaffirmed this line, which is supported by all 27 heads of state and government. And, for her part, she urged the British to be more willing to compromise in the dispute over the fishing rights of EU fishermen in British waters, which were based on centuries-old agreements. The chairman of the Trade Committee in the European Parliament, Bernd Lange from the Social Democrats, described the further postponement as an unworthy game. A serious ratification is becoming more and more impossible, he said. And citizens and companies would have to continue to live with the uncertainty about the outcome of the talks. Great Britain left the EU at the beginning of the year, and there is still a transition period until the end of the year, during which almost everything remains the same. If no trade pact has been agreed by then, there is a risk of high tariffs and other trade barriers. And if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel, visit my other channels. I'll see you in my next video. Viel Spaß!